afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications in North Alabama. You can also find us on Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast is a very good one. Truth Matters, by the way. You'll find some amazing talk show hosts there. I'm just amazed they let me in there on that clue. But anyway, you can find us on thenewscasters.com, thenewscasters.com. You'll find some great talk show hosts there. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for your response. Definitely appreciate that. You can also send an email to Donna@donnasedge.com, Donna@donnasedge.com. If you have any ideas for shows, something you'd like for me to dig in and get a little information, do some research for you. I love research. I mean, it's my bag. It's what I love to do. So send anything you would like for me to do a bit of research on it, and maybe a possibility for a show. This is one right here from Alice, and it's health boosting alternatives to commonly used foods. You know, what do you do when you don't have the particular ingredient, last minute thing, and you thought you had it, then you find out somebody borrowed it, maybe a neighbor, maybe your husband cooked with it and didn't tell you about it. So let's go ahead and talk about these because they're very healthy as well. So if you're looking to cut back on some particular meats maybe, or maybe some types of foods that you eat, this is going to be a huge help for you. Okay, now I found this on news.llu.edu. And so this is some really good information. This is one that we've all heard of before, and it's black beans for beef burgers. So you can retain your burger intake while cutting the saturated fat by using black bean burgers to promote gut health with their fiber content. So let me tell you how you do that. It's best that you use, of course, dried beans. And go ahead and cook those, whether you're doing it on the stove or whatever. You want to set them in some water, maybe put a towel over it and to keep dust out, and let it set overnight, those black beans. And then what you can do is drain those out the next morning and then cook them. Then what you want to do is mash them. And then you want to keep them in the refrigerator to get them ready for these burgers. And you'll treat the black beans just like you do regular hamburger meat. So if you add a little bit of barbecue sauce, like Phil always does to our beef, or if you want to put a little salt, maybe just, anything to beef it, make it taste better, you can do that. You can also add some breadcrumbs to it, and that'll help it set a lot of times too. Some people actually use this for another alternative to maybe meatloaf, and it is pretty good. Just don't tell your husband or your spouse whatsoever that you're using beans instead of burgers. Just do it first. You can always ask for forgiveness if they don't like it later. But try it. I think you'll like it. Also, walnut or cashew cream for heavy cream. So unsaturated fat replaces the saturated fat. So it's a delicious way to help lower the bad cholesterol in your diet. Now, you may not find it depending on where you live, some of your grocery stores, but these are items that you can find on Walmart.com and also on Amazon.com. So check that out. Cauliflower rice for white rice. Never had that, so I'm interested in trying this. So since standard white rice has been stripped of most of its density, the nutrient density, cauliflower provides an antioxidant-charged, fabulous texture alternative. All you have to do is add spices and herbs to season it and create delicious burrito bowls. Got to try it. Absolutely. Okay, chia seed jam for jam and jelly. So what you can do is slather some fruit jam or jelly on toast. Loads your meal with when you do that, it loads your meal with refined sugars. If you'll sprinkle some chia seeds over warm berries and let the mixture rest until it's thickened to enjoy a healthy alternative to sugary jam. Who knows? And depending on the sweetness of your strawberries, I know the strawberries I raise every year are really, really sweet, so you can get by with doing that. As a matter of fact, when I'm making jams and jellies, if the recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar, I'll use about 1 cup because it's sweet enough as it is. And it really doesn't affect the thickness of the jelly either, or the jam either. Chilled herbal tea for iced sweet tea. Okay, blend a fruity herbal tea such as hibiscus with berries to create a refreshing alternative to the sugar-infested calorie-dense sweet tea, and potentially help lower blood pressure as well. Let me tell you, you can make your own tea leaves. It's really easy to do. Now, it depends on the time of the year you get the leaves, and I'm going to use blueberry leaves. And yeah, I've made some, and it is absolutely delicious. Now, not during the summertime, not while they're totally green. You want to wait until it starts getting kind of fall of the year, and the leaves start getting just a hint of color to them. It could be orange, yellow, whatever. Just a hint, not totally saturated with that. You still want some green to it. So this is what I did. I found the leaves, got the leaves off the tree. And again, it was fall of the year. The berries already done their thing. And it tastes almost like a green tea, by the way. So I went on ahead and put those in the food dehydrator until they got really crisp. And then I just minced them up with my hands. You don't have to do anything fancy, anything like that. Now you can add a little more sweetness to them, which is what I like to do. You can go ahead and dehydrate some of your blueberries and have those ready to go in this tea as well. You could use just a tablespoon, because it's going to be highly concentrated, not like anything you'll buy, okay? So this is what you're doing for your own self. Then you can go ahead and make tea out of it, and it is good. The whole house is going to smell like blueberries. It smells so good. Now, we talked enough about that. Coconut aminos for soy sauce. Never heard of it. Coconut aminos contain a lot less salt than soy sauce, okay, making it an ideal flavoring alternative. Yeah, because that soy sauce sometimes can be just really, really salty. That's why you use such a small amount of it. I like the soy sauce. I just use usually generally half of what the recipe calls for. Crispy chickpeas is croutons. I've had those. They are good. Replace croutons with toasted or roasted chickpeas for a healthy carb protein pack. Fiber-filled boost to your salad or snack for guilt-free crunching, and they're really good. Now, if you use a little bit of sea salt, don't use much, but a little bit of sea salt while you're roasting them, they taste even better. Super good. Crumbled tofu, you're going to have to sell me on this idea. Crumbled tofu for ricotta cheese. Let's see what they say about it. So you can swap the fattening, high-calorie ricotta for anti-inflammatory, high-protein tofu. Season the tofu well. Add basil. Okay, that would help. So if you want to add a little bit of basil or cilantro for Mexican cuisine. You got to sell me on this one too. Flax eggs for eggs. Mix 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds with 1 tablespoon of water and let rest for 15 to 20 minutes to create a flax egg. It has the sticking power needed in baking without the cholesterol. I'll try it sometime and I'll let you know if I like it or not. Okay, also jicama wraps for corn tortillas. Now, while corn tortillas actually beat out flour tortillas in the nutrition competition, these trump both with its fiber and antioxidant content. They're going to improve digestion, weight loss, and reduce the risk of disease with this swap. You got to sell me on that one too. Nutritional yeast for Parmesan cheese. I got to read this one. Containing all 9 essential amino acids, nutritional yeast can provide the protein of Parmesan cheese without the calories and the unhealthy fats. I'll try some of this stuff someday and I'll let you know what I think. Seasoned shredded jackfruit for shredded meats. Well-seasoned jackfruit with its surprisingly meaty texture is a great alternative for the aspiring vegetarian. I got to have my meats now. I'm not sold on that one. Plus, jackfruit vitamin A content is a force to be reckoned with. And I've really been meaning to check this one out. So spaghetti squash or zucchini noodles for pasta noodles. Pasta noodles which have been processed and refined don't stand a chance against the high fiber, low carb profile of spaghetti squash or zucchini noodles. That does make sense. I'm going to try that out one day, like pretty soon, and we may just do a recipe and let you see what you think about it. Okay, wheat bread for white bread. Okay, this, I like both. I like wheat bread. So this easy, Supply Swap ensures your body fuels itself on nutrient-filled whole grains rather than nutrient-stripped refined grains. So if you're looking for more nutrition tips, maybe a healthier lifestyle, consider some of these solutions right here. And but I'm going to try some of this out, and we can see. I can see the one. I don't know about the flax eggs. We're going to try that. But crispy chickpeas, that's one I say yes to, definitely, because I've done that one and know it works. And chilled herbal tea for iced sweet tea. Anything with fruit in it, you can make a tea out of anything. And you make tea out of flowers. You know, I've done that before. I've had some beautiful sunflowers, and I made tea out of that, made teas out of the blooms, out of the flower part. And also marigolds are super good for you. So you can do that as well. Let's cut into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes. So hang in there. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
My Towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
Okay, the flu season is upon us. Are there foods that can actually help us get over the flu faster? We're going to find out. This is an article. It's The Power of Food as Medicine During Flu Season. A lot of us don't want to take a bunch of medicine. And so let's just see what this says. Now, this is the impact of food on the immune system. So let's talk about that first. So certain foods can be highly inflammatory, causing the immune system to ramp up, while others may stunt the immune system's ability to respond effectively to infections. This is what Dr. Wilson says of news.llu.edu. Okay, Wilson says when it comes to fortifying the body and aiding in recovery, antioxidants play a crucial role. Now, the vital components are abundant in colorful whole foods. So I'm glad of this, such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, some beans, and complex carbohydrates. Now, during the holiday season, it's essential to prioritize these nutrient-rich foods, even when faced with tempting but less nutritious options. I agree with that. Now, he also stresses the importance of maintaining a healthy diet as a preventative measure. I'm all into that as well. What I can prevent from happening is the healthiest way. By consistently providing the body with essential nutrients, white blood cells are better prepared to respond to illnesses. So, research indicates that excessive consumption of sweets with white sugar can temporarily impair the activity of white blood cells, leaving the body more vulnerable. So let's talk about that. There are some foods to embrace, so let's talk about them, and avoid during illnesses. Now, while sick, Wilson advises against certain choices, particularly with the upper respiratory infections, folks like us with asthma. Dairy products especially can really exacerbate the phlegm production. Surprisingly, even seemingly health options like orange juice might not be the best choice as well. Now, Wilson suggests opting for whole fruits like oranges or mandarins to ensure the benefit from the fiber that aids in slowing down sugar absorption. For those who find themselves under the weather, hydration becomes crucial. While electrolyte beverages and ginger ale can be acceptable choices, if nothing else can be tolerated, Wilson recommended exploring other options without the high sugar content to better support the immune system. So this is what it sounds like. Eat more natural foods, cut down on the sugars because that can cause an issue. This is why I have been dehydrating lemon peels and orange peels, because they're super good for you. And, you know, a lot of folks toss that part away And while it's not good to crunch on, it's good to dehydrate and sprinkle on foods. I'm just going to tell you, I made some killer chili this past weekend. Everybody who ate it said, don't throw away that recipe. I made it exactly the same. The only thing I did is I added 1 tablespoon of dehydrated orange peel. Yeah, even with the pith in it. The pith is something most people throw away as well. The pith is a built-in collagen, which is super good for your skin. So that's another reason I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm never going to get a facelift. First of all, I couldn't afford it. And another thing is I don't want it. I don't want to look stunned, if you know what I mean. So I want to do everything I can possibly to hang on as long as I can by using natural products. Okay, incorporating immune boosting foods. Let's talk about this. So to bolster your immune system, consider incorporating immune boosting foods into your meals. Now, Wilson recommends berries, which are rich in antioxidants. And I'm going to tell you, blueberries are really good for you, but I think we overlook blackberries. I do. Maybe they're not as sexy or something. I don't know what the deal is, but blackberries are super good for you, along with raspberries and strawberries. Super good for you. Okay, now frozen berries are a convenient alternative to fresh ones. The ones you raise your own self is better because you know what's in them. You're not using all kinds of weird stuff, to keep bugs and stuff away. Frozen berries are convenient, and also, additionally, fall and winter offer an abundance of colorful squash and gourds, providing a variety of nutrients to support your health. Now, Wilson suggests trying alternatives like spaghetti squash in place of processed carbohydrates, offering both flavor and nutritional benefits. Now, soups that are rich in vegetables and beans are also recommended, especially with cooler weather approaching. Now, incorporating foods, which is a lot of what I do, says telemarketer. They're probably telling me they're going to pay off my college. It's 64 years old. If I've not paid it off by now, I'm never going to pay it. I even mentioned that to them. They still keep talking. Okay, now incorporating foods like garlic, onions, and berries can especially benefit children, the elderly, or those with compromised immune systems. So, and we did a video on this, and you'll probably see it coming up pretty soon. And this is a video I did produced on onions. Okay, so this is what you can do. You can find in your grocery section of the store, as you're walking, when you're walking into the doors, you'll see a couple of carts out there. And generally, every grocery store is going to have some produce marked down. And and I've heard a lot of you say, well, Donna, I don't have time for a garden. You don't have to. If you'll get these foods when they put them out there and they're marked down, as long as they're not rotten or something like that, they're generally edible. You'll just need to do something with them real quick when you get home. If you'll freeze them, or if you're going ahead and put them in your food dehydrator, you've got fruit that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on. Okay, so it's going to be very cost effective for you as well. Now, also some of the grocery stores, I know the price of everything has went just horribly, but even when they mark their foods down, let's say like during a high season of strawberries, you're going to be paying a lot less for those strawberries than you will be, say, in the winter time. They're going to be like almost have to go borrow money from the bank to buy them during the winter process. But if you're going ahead and buy them when they start marking them down, put them in the freezer, put them on a cookie sheet. This is the thing you want to do. Wash them again, just in case they weren't washed during the process. And then you want to dry them as much as you possibly can. Put them on a paper towel or on a regular dish towel. And then you'll want to put these dried strawberries or whatever berries you get and put them on a cookie sheet, single file, okay? You don't want them touching. They don't get along with each other when they touch. Well, they get along with each other. It's just that they're going to stick together. And you don't want them to stick together. And here's why. Because in the morning, when Phil's breakfast, if he's having, say, oatmeal, he usually likes some kind of berry in his oatmeals. Well, I can gently get out 5 or 6 strawberries or whatever he wants. They're usually big ones, so we usually about 5 or 6 are big enough. And then I can take those out of the freezer and not have to get a hammer or something and bust them apart. So if you're going ahead and freeze them, single file, for even all day won't hurt anything. And they're not going to get freezer burn. And then you'll take them out, about 5 hours is usually sufficient. Then you'll take them out and put them in a good freezer bag. If you'll do that, you're going to have some super, super good stuff there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get back. I'm losing time. Okay, let's talk about the role of sleep in your immune health. We've only got about 4 minutes, but we've got time to talk about this. Now, in addition to a healthy diet, Wilson emphasizes the importance of adequate sleep in maintaining optimal immune function. Research suggests that individuals consistently getting less than 7 hours of sleep per night are 3 times more likely to catch a common cold. Ensuring you get a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night can reduce your risk of falling ill. Now, the choices we make in our diet play a pivotal role in determining our overall health and resilience against illness, as Wilson says, but by prioritizing nutrient-rich foods, getting adequate sleep, and adopting other healthy habits, we can fortify our immune systems, enjoy a healthier season ahead. I wanted to add to this, and that's exercise. You don't have to do anything elaborate. You don't have to join the gym or anything like that. There's so many exercises you can do at home. Now, I'm bad at overdoing it. Okay, so Victoria Lee Scott is a friend of mine, and she is also with the newscasters.com. She is their VP there. And so she's also a bodybuilder, and she exercises a lot. So she said, I said, like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I said, but I just want to be healthier. So what are some exercises I can do to help my immune system? And she said, easy, girlfriend. She said, you can get those, they're like big, huge elastic rubber bands, but they're like super thick. They're really big. She said, you can just, and they don't take up a lot of room. You can take them when you travel. I mean, no big deal. It costs less than $10 on Amazon. She said, those are a great, great exercise tool. She said, but I know you, so don't overdo it. And she said, I'm telling you, start out with 10 and then go to 20, then 30, then 40, and then however much you want to do. Well, I'm thinking, she don't know what she's talking about. I'm going to start with 50 of them. Whew, it's a good way to get injured. So I told her, I said, man, I've hurt my shoulder, this shoulder right here. And she said, don't tell me, you overdid it. And I said, she said, how many did you do? I said, 50. She said, you nut. And I said, well, I guess that means I don't need to exercise for a while. She said, no, you got to keep exercising. Just don't do 50. She said, do 10 like I told you to do. And she said, be consistent with it. And that'll take care of that little injury you got right there. Because I don't want surgery. And so, it's working. What she said works. Also, get your spouse involved in exercising with you. If you live by yourself, find a friend. If you can find somebody to exercise with you, it holds you more accountable. And you're going to pick on it. Like Phil and I, we're both competitive with each other, so we pick a lot. So what we do, very easy exercise. I have a kitchen island, which stands up pretty tall, about like this. So what we do is put our hands at the kitchen island, and then we do this. It's kind of like a push-up we do. Kind of like that. It's a push-up. And that's exercise. So it's working your shoulders, it's working your arms, it's also working your legs and your rear where you sit down. It's working you all over. And did I want to do 100 of them the first time? Yes, I wanted to do 100 of them. But he slowed me down. He's like Victoria. He said, I know how you are. You overdo everything. So we started out with 20. And so now we're up to 40. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to get us up to 50. So we'll see how that works out. My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. Yeah, on Amazon. Absolutely. I love it. Oh, and don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com. I want to keep you healthy, okay? I want to keep you around. So try to follow some of these things and let me know how it turns out for you. I'll talk to you a little bit later.